Hello and welcome to another video. I'm Carla, and on this channel I like to talk about how to live your best life through spiritual development, personal development, and all those things. So today I am going to talk about manifestation. I got a little bit of a nudge. We create what we believe, what we are, who we are inside, and what we feel, what we think. So in manifestation, your frequency is your currency. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, how you are internally, is your frequency. And that is your currency in manifestation. So the first step to this is to figure out exactly what you want. Have a crystal clear vision and just start to think about it. Start to figure out details of it, different aspects of it. Have it fully envisioned in your mind, in your imagination. And remember that you'll have limiting beliefs, but those limiting beliefs are just programs in your mind that maybe were true back someday, but are not true right now. I'll talk more about limiting beliefs in a little while, but for now, I'm going to get back into the process. So the first thing you want to do is be crystal clear. The second thing you want to do is script it. Write it all down. It would go something like, I live on the ocean. Write it in present tense. Don't I wish, no I want, no if only I could, and all of that. Script it, write it as if it is happening right now. So it might go something like, I love my house. Mine would be, I love my house on the ocean. It's white. And I'll visualize myself. I love to wake up in the morning and light candles and light incense and go to the kitchen and eat some fruit for breakfast. And then I love going meditate outside on the beach, watching the waves, and once you write all that down, then you can start visualizing it. And visualizing it is really the most important thing that you have to do, because you've got to know what the frequency is of that manifestation before you can manifest it. So, and like I said, the frequency is feeling, is emotion, right? It's energy. So I'll tell you a little story. First time I did this, I was all excited, but I definitely had some limiting beliefs from my past. So I wrote down how I lived on the ocean, what my house looked like, what it felt like to get out of bed and to walk around the house. I envisioned, and I wrote down, what everything looks like, how it feels to get out of bed. My bed's so comfortable. How it feels to look outside and see the ocean. The freedom, the freedom of living there. But one thing was wrong with my vision, and that was a limiting belief that I didn't think it was possible to live on the ocean at that time. So when I would visualize it, it's funny because this is how I manifested our last apartment. So when I would visualize it, I would look at the ocean, and then I would think, oh, that's probably not gonna happen. So I'm just gonna settle with a lake or any body of water, right? And what happened is, a couple months after that, me and my roommate moved, and the apartment that we moved into, the first place we looked at was on a lake, and it had a sunroom overlooking the lake, exactly how I scripted in my script and how I envisioned it. I envisioned myself meditating, looking outside in a sunroom, and we had a sunroom and a lake. So that was cool. That was like the first aha, oh shit, this really does work. So something that you have to do is, after you script it and after you start visualizing it, you'll realize that you have these limiting beliefs. So you got to get those out the way, or it's just not going to happen. So once you realize the limiting beliefs, you need to work on them. The first thing that you can do to work on them is using affirmations. Affirmations at first will feel like complete bullshit because you won't believe in your head what you're saying. Like you can say something and not believe it, and then it kind of like minuses it out in a way. But I've realized that as I do affirmations, I start to believe it. It's been like a year now that I've been doing them. Now I believe it. Now I completely believe that I can have these things, I can achieve anything. Completely believe that. And another way that you can work on the limiting beliefs is by kind of picking them apart. So one of my limiting beliefs was that I can't have and keep success. I could get success, but I'm not worthy of keeping it for some reason. And I realized that in my addiction, for 20 years, I went through phases of success, then I'd lose it because I was on drugs. People didn't trust me. People just intuitively knew something was wrong, even though I was successful from time to time. So I had to sort of go back, look at those limiting beliefs, realize that I was a different person back then. I'm not that person today. I don't have to, that belief was true maybe back then, but it is not true today. Most of your limiting beliefs will be like that. Will be at some point in your childhood where someone told you you weren't worthy or you weren't enough, or that you couldn't have this or that, that money doesn't grow on trees, and all these other things that for some reason we say to ourselves or into other people that are just not good for us, that don't serve us at all. So you got to take all those limiting beliefs, figure out why you had them, be okay with what it did for you back then, be okay with it, and then let it go. Now once the limiting beliefs are gone, the magic starts to happen. So from a place of stillness and presence, you will start to visualize, to imagine yourself in that situation, and you will start to feel the frequency of that reality, because that is a reality that you can have. You can have it. It's just not here right now, but you can have it. And I'll talk more about like parallel realities and all that stuff in another video if y'all would like, let me know. So let's say that you're trying to manifest a new job or a promotion. So you may envision, you may script and visualize yourself getting the job. The people calling you and saying you got the job. What would you feel then? You want to, because the feeling is the frequency, right? So what would you feel then? Imagine yourself driving to that place, pulling up in the parking lot, walking in the building, talking to whoever works there. You're going to imagine all these things, and you're going to feel into that frequency. And when you do that, you're going to ground it, and you're going to embody it. That's what you're going to embody that frequency so that you feel it most of the time. When you don't feel it, it's okay. I mean, you're going to have things in life are going to happen, and you're going to veer off. We're not perfect, and manifestation is not a perfect process. You kind of go back and forth. But the more that you live in that frequency, the more you embody it, the more synchronicities will happen, the more people will just kind of come to you, and your inner guidance system will sort of guide you and lead you to different opportunities that will get you to that final goal. Because if you feel needy and I want, and it's so important that this happens like this and like that, let go of how it's supposed to happen. Follow your instincts, follow your heart, follow your guidance system. Let go of what you think it's supposed to look like to get you there, because it's not going to be like that probably. The frequency of neediness brings you more neediness, brings you more to be needy about. So stop. So instead, drop the importance of getting what you want, but be in the frequency of being there already. So, I hope that you liked this video. I hope that you got something out of it. Let me know if you did. Please subscribe to my channel. If you like the content, like the video if you did like it, and I will see you in the next one.